Emperor Exor here. I'm just going to do a quick stream. I'll try to make it a quick stream and of my Trickster and the build that I use. Gonna go ahead and pick one of these maps here. Let's do the chem plant. And after I finish the run, I'm going to go ahead and go over the build, what I use. I already have had a couple videos on my channel here, but I've never went over what I use, why I use it. So, figured I'd just do a quick stream real quick. Probably just do 1 or 2 maps and just call it a day. I can't remember if I've done this one by myself yet. I don't think I have, so let's see if I can pull it off. And I haven't played in a couple days. That's the one thing this gives you, is a lot of movement. You got damage there, but you also have some movement to go with it. You're not, you don't have to worry about feeling like stifled or anything. Get behind these guys, like these dudes up. Peekaboo! This build, you can use it solo, or you can use it with a group. Completely up to you. Good either way. You're going to be doing pretty good damage no matter what. It's not my ideal build yet, because it's not. I don't have some of the mods that I would like with the RNG drops, but for the most part, it gets the job done. And it has a little bit of face tanking ability as well. So you can sit there and take some damage. You don't have to worry about running away or anything. But you just have to be cautious. Sometimes I don't pay attention to how much ammo I have left, and my Twisted round's still on cooldown. But they don't reset, so there we go, perfect example. See, I still have the ability enabled. Kill this guy. They're so spread out. I like to just get them all in one spot. There you go, something like this. Oh, get the hell out of there. With this build, I'd rather have the enemy stacked, sort of like this. I mean, look at the handles are pretty good. Still got to be cautious, because I mean they're still going to do their share of damage on you. And you only get health back after you kill somebody. So that's a perfect example of that.
Outrider. Guess I was wrong.
That was good. I'm happy it happened live. So this is not like one of those builds where you could just jump into shit and expect not to get wrecked. You will get wrecked. You have to play. You don't have to play too cautious, but you can't just be in there like I was, not paying attention. I don't even care what I got from. Some guys just need to edit the videos and don't show you the faults of the build when you're actually playing it, and you waste your time trying to get all this material and equipment and mods and all this other shit, and then you go try to build out for yourself, and it is completely trash. So you can see it's viable. I'm doing the damage. It's just a matter of how you play. That was not a really smart run by me. Oh, we're gonna change that. We're gonna change that right now. A lot better run right there. Must be paying attention to my ammo consumption now. Except last time I wasn't. I was just stupid. That's crazy. I'm relatively still new to this game too. I think I've only been playing it for like 2 or 3 months. What's that? How the hell are you guys over here, dude? You can see damage is there. Make sure I keep my shield popped this time. Play a little bit. Have to play smarter. I hate having enemies behind me. I don't know, it's something like a pet peeve. There I go again, not paying attention to my... Why the hell I'm doing that? Not paying attention to my ammo consumption. Just rust, I guess. I've been playing other games, Friday the 13th, some Jurassic World. Get ready for that new 2K when that come out. 2K, that's gonna be fun. Alright, so these guys, try to get rid of this dude. That's the only thing too. If you gotta pay attention to how much ammo you consume, unlike what I've been doing. Like, you don't really want to go on cooldowns. I have a bunch of powers that I use to help nullify that. Like this power right there, look, hinders them, and I get to get my ammo reset. But with tricksters in general, you gotta do your damage and make sure that you do your damage and make sure that you're close to them so that you can get your health back. Because if you're not, it's not gonna do anything. That's just the way the class works. guys can sort of surround you pretty badly if you let them. Alright, so we've done that part, and this is going to be a little bit of the bitch part here, but
damn it,
we'll
more
get
of
her
them.
done. I can here. Whatever pressure I can, I'll do it here. Oh, and I'm dead. Look at that. That's on. Come on, cool down. Whew. These guys are brutal.
Shira, there's an elevator in this lab.
Yeah, that matches her blueprints for the plant. The elevator should lead to the heart of the facility.
Yeah, this power only has like a 4-second cooldown, but I've been messing up this whole time. And I haven't been paying attention to my ammo consumption. And that's big on here because you got to make sure that you don't. It just takes time for it to reload. You shouldn't really have to be reloading the power that I have. I want to show you guys what it looks like after this. But to show that it is viable if you do play right. You don't play like I played.
Shira, about those energy spikes? The insurgents had a functioning power cell down here.
What did you do with it?
It's disabled. I'll see if Zahidi can take a look at it. Then I found a pod down
A
here.
lot of people have problems with these alphas. And this does pretty good damage to these alphas. So that, as you can see, just completely wrecks them. This build that I'm using. That's that. Get rid of you guys. Oh, damn. Hold on. Hold up. The dude mother. Yeah, just wipes all those ads out. They try to overwhelm you. But borrow time their ass. Done with it. Done. As you can see, didn't really have trouble. Couple of little risky spots here and there, but for the most part it was more my fault than what the build was actually doing.
Outrider detected. Access granted.
So let's go ahead with it. So we did shield generated 1.5 million. Healing from the class 124,000. 61% accuracy. I'm usually in 70s. Damage dealt. Twisted rounds. Curse. And you have your teleportation damage mod. I have the Shadow Comet mod on here. Explosive barrels. And borrow time is going to be your main power, as you can see. Hunt the prey. And twisted rounds. Like, this should not be 6. This should be like 2 at most. So, if you play better than me, you'll probably do even more damage than this. Alright, so on to what I use. On to the build. Alright, so I'm using the funeral power for now. I'm trying to find one with higher firepower, but this is the one that I have. I have the Shadow Comet and the Fortress mod on it. Most of the times, you'd run Fortress with the Death Shield if you're running the Death Shield. But I'm running it on here. Once I get, I think it's Dark Sacrifice or something like that. That's the mod that I'm going to use to sort of couple with Fortress. That's the only one that I'm missing. These other 2 weapons, whatever you decide to use, really doesn't matter because you're not going to be switching over to any of them. As you saw me, I didn't switch to any of them at all, so they're just pretty much there for show. For the headset, I'm using the Chrono Suit mask. Bonus firepower, you got close range damage, and also you got 18% healing received. Now this is with, just go in here real quick. This is with all of the attributes raised on it. So as you can see, I can't raise the attributes anymore. So this is what it looks like when it's maxed out. Okay. That's for the headset. And I'm using the aggressive teleportation mod. So reverting time creates an explosion around you that inflicts 306,000 and to all enemies in range of 8 meters. And that's why you saw those little ads that were attacking me just blow up because I was using the aggressive teleportation mod. And that was just teleporting damage to all of them and just wiping everything out. We're using a shotgun, so all the damage that we do is going to have to be up close range to get the max damage out of your build here. So personal space helps with that. It grants you a 25% bonus to close range weapon damage. So that's for the head. I used a Chrono Suit mask. The chest, same thing, Chrono Suit. Bonus firepower, close range damage, healing received. You can see they have the pretty much the same stats there, maxing out. For the mods though, I'm using Death Shield or Death Shell. So killing enemies while borrow time is active reduces the weapon damage, incoming weapon damage by 10%, and anomaly damage by 10% for 10 seconds. Buff is removed at the end of the skill stacks up to 4 times. That's going to help you with some survivability. Some of the shots that I was taking, I should have been down a while ago if I wasn't using this. So this helps with the squishiness of this build, so to speak, because you really don't have that much health. And you have a funny amount of armor. It's laughable, but yeah, having a perk like this is going to help out. Instant reload is something that I just got not too long ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, and it just helps with trying to keep trying to keep you from having to reload. That hunt the prey power also helps with with a multitude of other options as well. So I'm gonna go over that when I go over the powers. But instant reload is definitely something you would want to have. If you don't have instant reload, if you don't have Death Shell, just try to find something that's comparable to it until you can have those. Um, Aggressive teleportation and personal space. I mean, personal space, you should be able to get that one relatively early. Same thing with aggressive teleportation, but I mean, it's all RNG based. I'm using just a regular lower armor for the legs. I needed something that had some cooldown reduction. This cooldown reduction, as you can see, these two pieces don't have it. They have healing received. So I needed something with some cooldown reduction. I know a lot of people like to use the Gaki's set, but I couple the Chrono Suit set with the Borrow Time, and it just works perfect because as you can see there on the very bottom, reverting time replenishes ammo in your clip when you have at least three pieces of the Chrono Suit. And that's why when we used the Borrow Time, it was doing damage to the enemies around me. It was resetting the ammo, and it was also providing me with a shield on top of that. So it does quite a bit of things when you do use the power. So for the mods for this, I'm using the Captain Hunter. Increases your damage against elites by 25%. And I don't really want to use the Plate Piercer, but it's one that came with this until I find a better lower armor set. And that's just one that already came with it. Critical damage 5%. But if you can use something other than that, so if you can use Captain Hunter and have something else coupled with it that can do either close range damage or maybe even 10% boost to your shotgun, use that opposed to the Plate Piercer. I'm again just using it because of the cooldown reduction here. So I'm using the Chrono Suit gloves. Again, max health, close range damage, and a cooldown reduction. I'm kind of nullifying the bonus firepower. I don't have it on here, of course. This is just what comes with the set of gloves here. We got Bloodlust. I was able to add Bloodlust to it. So killing shots increases your firepower by 17,505. It stacks up to 3 times and deteriorates every 10 seconds. And then I also used a short-term loan for Borrow Time that reduces the skill cooldown by 22%. I mean, that's almost mandatory to have the short-term loan. You want to be able to use that power as quick as possible. So having the cooldown reduction on all of your gear, if you can do it, go for it. However you wanna build your own set. Trespasser's boots I'm using, and that's again max health, close range damage, and cooldown reduction. I was able to get stare into the barrel and get sharp eye. So stare into the barrel comes with the Trespasser's boots, and I was able to get sharp eye, a level 3 sharp eye, and add it to it to add to the firepower. And I'm using this as a handgun, which again I never use. I tried to max out everything that I have as far as attributes go, so that's going to be something that you're going to want to do as well. So all of your attributes, try to make sure that you have them maxed out. I believe they are maxed. Yeah, they are all maxed out on mine, so I can't raise them up anymore. So cooldown reduction, close range damage, max health. This does make a big difference. A lot of people don't. I run with. I see. I asked them, why are you not doing as much damage, or you're dying relatively simple, relatively easier than I am, and I don't have that much health to begin with, as you can see. I only have 28k, 54k armor. Anomaly power is 44, and firepower is at 160. But when I use the Borrow Time, we're jumping at 199,000. And that's again with a gun that I don't even have up to 99 or anything like that. So, um, yeah, it's going to be one of those things where it's going to all be luck of the draw until you get type of weapon that you want. Skills, the borrow time, have it down to 4.2 seconds. I believe you could get it lower than that. If you use more armor pieces that have the cooldown reduction. So if you can do that, go ahead and take advantage of it. I think 4.2 seconds is not too bad. And this power, the way you're going to want to use this power is not going to be the same way they're showing you on that video. You see how he uses the power, he makes the sort of the clone there, and he runs up to the enemy and kills them, and then he teleports back. Yeah, we're not going to be using that. We're going to be using the power immediately. So we're going to be tapping whatever button you have it designated to twice. Tap it again. You're going to get your shield, and you're also going to get your damage boost all in one shot. And you're going to want to keep using that. And any enemies that are around you, when you use it, they're going to take damage. So that's why you see me keep using it so that the shield will pop, and I'm also doing damage to any enemies around me. And also, as you can see on the far right there, at 15 shots, now I'm back to 30. And I have my armor going, I got my damage boost, and my ammo's reset. So this power does quite a bit of things when you're using it. The Twisted Rounds I think is the best. It's the best sort of the weapons rounds damage power that you can use. It's right up there with on par with any of the others. And I know because I was using the pyro, and I was trying to use those fire flame rounds, and they were horrible to use compared to this. This actually is viable, no matter whether you're using shotguns or using an auto assault rifle build or whatever it may be. This puts in work. So Twister rounds is definitely a must for this. Hunt to Prey is one that I added to this build. Once I was able to unlock the instant reload that's on here. As you can see, it's a level 3 instant reload, so whenever I teleport behind the enemies, I was able to also reload my weapon. And then just while I'm close to them already, you can take advantage of your personal space that you have there, your bloodlust, your sharp eye, your staring to the barrel, all those pretty much take effect right when you transfer over because you're going to be pretty close to them. So Hunt to Prey is one that I added to it. If you don't want to use that one, or you just don't have that mod unlocked yet, go ahead and use Time Rift. Time Rift is going to be able to help you get out of a lot of sticky situations. Use whatever mods you have available, whatever mod space you have available that you would use Hunt to Prey with to help with Time Rift, the cooldowns, and I believe there's one for like the length of the Time Rift on how far it can go, so just find your playstyle and go ahead and use it. I don't recommend using any of these others. I mean, you could use slow trap if you wanted to, sort of like as a stall tactic, if you wanted to, and then just burn them with the twister rounds or whatever, and then use borrow time while you're in there. So I mean, you can use that as well too, but the cooldown is pretty high. I mean, even for me, I don't have anything to help slow it down with the cooldown reduction, but 13 seconds is pretty high. I mean, this one's at 7, and that's still high, but I don't have any mods or anything dedicated to it. So for the class, this is what it's going to look like. So this is pretty general for people that use Trickster. You'll see this for the most part of what they'll be using. It's going to be the assassin class up top. and that's it. That's all I use. I mean, you can change the funeral pyre if you like. I was using the death shield, and it worked really well. Um, I haven't tried using the bulwark or anything, but if you have those, I mean, you got close range damage with the bulwark, close range damage with the pyre, and close range damage with the death shield. I mean, that's what they're meant for. Just getting into their face and just popping slugs right in their grills. So um, I just thought that using funeral power came with the Shadow Comet. I really like that mod. I mean, it does 231,000 to enemies that are within a 3.5 meter radius. So I thought coupling that with Fortress would be perfect. The bull, you'll be stuck with either bleeding bullets or a clip of Amalthea. So whichever one you don't decide to get rid of, you're going to be stuck with one of them regardless. So that's probably one of the main reasons I didn't go there. Of course, you can go Death Shield and use a Fortress and Shadow Comet if you wanted to. But this is relatively viable. I just thought between using Death Shield and using the Funeral, I thought that Funeral does the damage a lot faster. Does the same amount of damage, if not more, than Death Shield, and it was killing them a lot faster. And also, I get 30 clips, opposed to with the Death Shield, you only get 15. So, that's something to consider as well. So that's the way to use the build that I'm using. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you need any help as well, let me know. If I'm on, I'll play with you guys. Just send me a message or an invite, and I'll check you guys on the next one. Peace out.